grant of 200,000 naira for 250 persons with disability.
Nigeria's First Lady tackles hunger, poverty as renewed help initiative food outreach scheme impacts lives of vulnerable in Kogi State.
If I fail, every single one of you here has failed.
General Shamsuddin Ogunjimi resumes, commits to accountability, transparency, reforms that will grow nation. Suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan's efforts to use court stopper investigation by Senate stalls. Hello and welcome to the News Desk at 6 on NTNS 24, reaching you live from Abuja. I am Minna Daniels. And we begin by telling you that President Bola Tinubu has inaugurated the Planning Committee for National Youth Conference, and details will be coming in our subsequent bulletins. And our business desk is reporting that the new Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsuddin Ogunjimi, has resumed office in Abuja with commitment to continuing reforms that will grow the nation's treasury while ensuring accountability and transparency. Benny Adams reports.
It was all cheer at the Treasury House as Shamsuddin Babatunde Ogunjimi resumed office as the new Accountant General of the Federation. The 57-year-old was initially named Acting Accountant General of the Federation on 10th December 2024. A selection committee later confirmed his appointment through a competitive, rigorous, and merit-based process involving directors of accounts in the Federal Civil Service. Today, he commits to a much more efficient Treasury House with a call for cooperation of all.
If I fail, every single one of you here has failed. I'm ready to commit myself, my life, to the service of this institution. I'm here. Talk to me. I'm your AGF.
Ogunjimi began his career in the private sector as an accountant before transitioning to public service in 2000, where he steadily rose through the ranks in various government institutions. Over 2 decades, he held key financial roles, including Chief Internal Auditor at the Nigerian Navy Headquarters, Head of Accounts of the Nigerian Copyright Commission, and senior positions at the Federal Ministry of Police Affairs, the Nigerian Immigration Service, and the National Health Commission. In Abuja, Benny Adams, NTA News.
Nigeria needs a budget law that stipulates the way budgets are implemented in the country. This was part of the submissions by guests on Good Morning Nigeria, as they also drew attention to the need for effective planning and commitment to budget plans for a more inclusive 2025 implementation. Lydia Sampson reports.
Guests on Good Morning Nigeria believe strong executive legislative synergy and corruption-free practices will aid smooth budget implementation in Nigeria. They also insist on the need to involve stakeholders in budget formulation and implementation to foster broader commitment. Similarly, addressing bureaucratic bottlenecks and ensuring timely release of funds are also essential for successful budget implementation.
That means the Ministry of Finance, the Auditor General, the legislatures in terms of monitoring, and also the Central Bank. These are one of the institutional framework for you to get budgets well implemented in the system.
Where all tiers of government, or at least the state governors and the federal government, would meet to discuss and plan and ensure that where the federal government is going, the states can cover the field that has been left behind. And that brings about coordination and cohesion and ensures that resources are spent well.
The girls also want the National Assembly to play its vital role of oversight, ensuring funds are expended as approved.
So if we get more women to participate in procurement processes, you will see that roads will be better, our hospitals will be better, our schools will be better, our languages will be well spoken better. So we must help by getting more women to participate.
Utilizing technology through the introduction of electronic procurement, real-time monitoring of projects, and deliberate inclusion of women in procurement processes, they said will improve procurement efficiency and impact budget implementation for good. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
The National Assembly says it is committed to providing the needed legislative support for the successful implementation of the Blue Economic Policy as encapsulated in the renewed hope mantra of the federal government. This re-echoed at the oversight at the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron, by the House of Representatives Committee on Maritime Safety, Education and Administration. Clement Barikui has details.
Members of the committee on arrival at the academy met with the management before proceeding on a tour of facilities led by the acting rector, Dr. Kevin Okonna. The lawmakers note that the institution is critical to the realization of Nigeria's economic diversification, commending President Bola Tinubu for appointing a governing council for the academy as enshrined in the extant laws establishing the institution.
Let me thank the President of Nigeria, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, for graciously appointing the governing council of these great institutions.
In focus during the oversight visit was the 5% budgetary allocation to the academy, need for increased funding, and the appraisal of the budget performance of the Maritime Academy of Nigeria, Oron.
The budget performance report had been sent to the committee long before today. We went through it. We came here, we asked questions, and we've also gone to see what they've used the money for, especially the areas of capital projects, and we are satisfied.
The guidance and support of the Federal Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy to the Academy were also highlighted as the House of Representatives Committee affirmed support to the implementation of all policies and programs that will make Nigeria a marine and blue economic hub. Clement Barikui, NTA News.
And efforts by suspended Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan, representing Kogi Central Senatorial District, to use instrumentality of the Federal High Court Abuja to stop her investigation by the Senate has been stalled. Correspondent Olabote Arewa reports that this was due to the inability of her legal team to effect service of court processes on defendants in the case. At the last court sitting on the matter, presiding judge Justice Obiora Iguatu had ordered substituted service of the processes on the defendants. Since her legal team is yet to fully comply, the court adjourned the matter to March 25, 2025. Senator Natasha was suspended by the Senate for allegedly violating its standing rules.
Law-abiding institution, the Senate, we must answer to the call of the court. That's why we're here. But it is right to say that the internal affairs of the National Assembly cannot be entertained by court. It's only after, if not done in line with the law, that the court can come in.
President of the Senate, Senator Godswill Akpabio, and the Senate itself are defendants in the matter. And the Renewed Hope Initiative train is now in Kogi State as part of the food outreach scheme to impact on the lives of the vulnerable, an initiative spearheaded by Office of Nigeria's First Lady to tackle hunger and poverty. Represented by wife of the Vice President, Nana Shettima, the First Lady reaffirms commitment to uplifting women and vulnerable communities across the country. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports from Lokoja, Kogi State.
The Renewed Hope Initiative Social Investment Program and Food Outreach Scheme is part of commitment to alleviate the hardship faced by Nigerians, particularly those impacted by the economic challenges. The arrival of the wife of the Vice President, Nana Shettima, in Lokoja, the Kogi State capital, was a testament to improve the living standards for women and vulnerable groups through such empowerment and food security, which are critical pillars in the Renewed Hope agenda.
Under Renewed Hope Initiative Economic Empowerment Program, we are giving a grant of 200,000 naira for 250 persons with disability to recapitalize their existing small businesses in the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory.
As a policy, the state is on quarterly basis distribute food items as palliative to mitigate the impact of economic hardship occasioned by subsidy removal and exchange rate unification.
I want to assure you, Ma, for the total support of Kogi women. We stand ready to partner with you in all endeavors.
I'm presenting these food items for onward distribution for the selected beneficiaries on behalf of our mother.
The initiative remains an avenue to transform lives across the country through various programs in health, education, agriculture, social investment, and economic empowerment. From here, the Renewed Hope Initiative train will be moving to Abia State as the next beneficiary. From Lokoja, Kogi State, Abraham Jibrila, NTA News.
The Nigerian Navy has released a scorecard of activities under Operation Delta Sanity 2 in February 2025 in the South-South. Successful operations include the interception of several boats carrying illegally refined oil and the closure of illegal refineries in Ebema, west of River State, Ojumole, Ilaje local government area of Edo State, and Bayelsa State. The Nigerian Navy has consistently thwarted numerous efforts of crude oil thieves since the launch of Operation Delta Sanity 2 on 30th of December 2024. These successes have contributed positively to the increase in Nigeria's crude oil output, says the Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, Benga Komolafe, who recently stated that Nigeria's daily production has risen to about 1.75 million barrels per day, attributed to the effectiveness of Operation Delta Sanity. Well, let's take a break now. We have more reports coming your way shortly.
Introducing Clean, the National Orientation Agency's AI voice and text assistant. For easy access to up-to-date information on government policies, programs, and activities, National Orientation Agency, NOA, introduces AI voice and text assistant. Log on to www.noa.gov.ng. Click on the Clean icon and ask away. Hello Clean. What are the federal government programs on agriculture?
Federal government policies on agriculture. 1. Dry Season Farming Initiative. Objective: to increase food production and ensure food security by utilizing irrigation systems for farming during the dry season. Scope: the initiative aims to cover 7,000 hectares across various states in Nigeria.
Access Clean by visiting the National Orientation Agency's website at www.noa.gov.ng.
Thanks for joining us again. Connected Development is bringing together environment experts and clerics to intensify action towards climate change mitigation. This came to the fore at a summit to push for climate justice through effective policies and programs. Dr. Alabi reports.
In 2024, the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, reported that floods claimed over 303 lives, affected 1.2 million people, and submerged over 1.1 million hectares of farmland. These challenges pose a serious threat to food security, economic stability, and public health, making urgent climate action imperative.
Why is it that all of
Part of the steps is this interfaith dialogue convened by Connected Development Code to throw conversations along collaborative solutions.
We must mount concerted pressures on policymakers and legislators and other organs of government to address mountains of refuse that contain not only human waste but also highly toxic, radioactive and non-biodegradable material that dot our towns and villages unattended.
So while science provides data and helps us in the analysis of our challenges, faith provides the motivation for even the scientists to act with responsibility. Today, we're trying to plant more seeds of awareness and policy and unity. Let us act now before it is too late.
Code's Chief Executive Hamzat Lawal believes leveraging sermons and shared values of different religions for advocacy will change the bitter narrative.
We're saying let's use faith to ensure justice, to ensure that Nigeria gets the respect and attention from the international community. $1 billion was committed during the Paris Accord. Later this year, Nigeria will join world leaders at the Brazil summit. What are we taking to Brazil? We're saying that as Connected Development, we're mobilizing faith to get justice, to ensure Nigeria is at the center.
A new document was launched using the BERIC model to offer actionable strategies that integrate different faiths and climate advocacy. In Abuja, Tokwe Alabi, NTA News.
According to specialists, a large percentage of Nigerians are said to be blind without knowing it. In commemoration of World Glaucoma Week, the Ministry of Health and partners are advocating for increased awareness about care of the eye in order to save future vision.
Out of all the people who are already blind in Nigeria, glaucoma accounts for a whopping 16.7%. So that means over 1 million people are already blind for glaucoma. Have a yearly exam so that your eye professionals can pick up this disease at the early stage, because at the early stage you can actually control this disease and preserve vision.
If we have our own way, we need to go beyond glaucoma to ensure that we save the sight of Nigerians.
And in a world where grand gestures often grab the headlines, it is easy to overlook the small acts of kindness that men show every day. But as our correspondent Thomas Obetere delves into the lives of some Nigerians, it was discovered that little things can make a big difference. Now, what are these little things? Let's hear from him.
I have a friend whose husband holds her bag everywhere they go. Not because she's handicapped, not because she cannot do it herself, but it just makes them feel special. You know, I would also use my personal example. My partner would make me a cup of tea every morning.
I carry my wife's bag everywhere. It's part of my accessories. In fact, you know the culture where we're trying to help you carry what you're carrying, and I'll tell them, leave this one. It's my accessory. It's a constant for me.
It's unusual for them to see a man that is comfortable in his skin, he's his own person, and still doing it. So they're wondering, no, there has to be something. What do you give them? Cut soap for us now, you know, and all that. So yes, I've heard such comments.
Meet Samuel Obafemi, a father of 4 who always makes time to help his children with their homework. His wife Dorothy says it is not just about helping with homework, it's about being present and showing interest in their lives.
It was a bit uncomfortable at first, but I got used to it. So now, even when we're going to say, you've forgotten your accessory, it's the one that will carry it. So sometimes, most of the pictures I take, I end up going out for functions and I'm taking picture without a bag. Till I remember, I'm like, oh, okay, let me hold it. It actually complements my dressing and that. So I feel blessed to have a man that puts his family first.
Samuel Obafemi with a smile. He's always in the habit of opening the car and has doors for the wife.
I just do the dishes there and then. We don't even have to wait for someone to come and do the dishes. So for that, yes. For my wife's clothes or undies, I generally we do laundry and we do washing, but I don't have an issue with that. Like, it doesn't even cross my mind, like, why are you washing her undies? Like, it doesn't look like you're washing your wife's undies. It's our thing.
Nothing, just love. Just love. Like, the only thing we chop with that.
For couples like the Obafemis, these small acts have become the glue that holds their relationship together. It's the little things that make me feel seen and loved, Dorothy says, as Samuel concurs and nods in agreement.
These gestures, even though they look small, it goes a long way in giving me peace of mind. And because it gives me peace of mind, I'm able to function as a mother, as someone that that runs a business, that works, as a friend, as a sister, as a colleague, anything. It makes me function fully.
I think for me, the foundation to this idea is service. I would love to serve my wife and I would love to serve my children. See, at the end of the day, these are the people that matter the most.
Other respondents are of the opinion that the little things that men do may seem insignificant, but they have a profound impact on the people around them. By showing up in these small ways, men can build a stronger relationship, challenge traditional notions of masculinity.
Remembering your baby, the day you guys met, anniversaries, those things are important.
You just stand by your wife against your family, even your friends.
According to a psychologist, Dr. Margaret Olopo, when men show up in these small ways, it sends a powerful message that they care.
It's not negative, but it's something that is done out of love, but it's just the culture. And so it's easy to understand why some men feel that it's negative. Upbringing plays a major role in the way we even show love, in the way we see love, and in the way we give love.
In the end, it is clear that the little things that men do, like opening the car door for their partner or surprising their partner with breakfast, have a lasting impact, proving that it's the emotional investment in these acts that truly matter, not the grand gestures. In Abuja, Thomas Ogbetere, NTA News.
The Primate Church of Nigeria Anglican Communion, Most Reverend Henry Ndekuba, has paid a condolence visit to the family of late Pa Edwin Clark. The clergyman was among several dignitaries who came to pay tribute to the late former leader of the Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF. Other notable personalities who paid their respects was the presidential candidate of the New Nigeria People's Party, NNPP, in the 2023 general elections, Mohammed Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. Many of the visitors recall the impact of his life, saying history will judge him as a great Nigerian. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu extends his heartfelt condolences to the family, students and mentees of the distinguished legal scholar, Professor Harisu Sufiyanu Chukwu, who passed away on Sunday evening in Abuja at the age of 79. A native of Mayobelwa in Adamawa State, Professor Chukwu dedicated his professional life to teaching and advancing law, specializing in criminal law at Ahmadu Bello University, ABU Zaria. Having held various positions, including Dean of the Faculty of Law and Director of the Institute of Administration, President Tinubu, in a release by his Special Advisor on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, recalls Professor Chukwu's contribution to producing generations of lawyers. Among Professor Chukwu's ex-students are serving justices of the Supreme Court of Nigeria and various courts, senior lawyers and incumbent National Security Advisor Malam Nuhu Ribadu. The president highlighted the late professor's enduring legacy in legal scholarship and practice, particularly his seminal 1988 work, Law of Crimes in Nigeria, which remains a cornerstone reference for legal practitioners and scholars. Professor Chukwu's legacy also lives on through his children, including Mr. Abdul Karim Chukwu, the immediate past acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. He urged the family, students, and all touched by Professor Chukwu's life to find solace in his remarkable achievements and the enduring impact of his work. President Tinubu prayed for Allah's mercy and eternal peace for the departed professor's soul. And that's the news desk on NTNS 24. Many thanks for your company. I am Minna Daniels.